We've all felt fear of the dark, of the unknown, of those places where the thin veil between light and shadow seems particularly threadbare, where things may well go bump in the night. In Tacoma's Dome District, Alfred's Cafe owner Scott Wright leads a tour of the historic Brunswick Hotel, its upper stories largely empty since the early 1960s. The ground floor houses Wright's bustling tavern and eatery, which he purchased in early 2020 after 16 years as bartender. Once a skeptic, he has encountered spine-tingling thrills and chills. Sometimes when I'm alone upstairs at night, he says, I'll hear something like a door banging shut and practically hit the floor. It's pretty nerve-wracking. Wright insists it's more than just goosebumps. In the tavern downstairs, I've seen coffee pots fly off the shelves, he says. The chandeliers start to shake by themselves, each moving independently of the other. Also, par for the course, electronics, particularly TV and radio, turn off and return to life inexplicably. An employee once complained about someone pulling her hair, but there was no one anywhere close to her, Wright says. In dark winter months, the eerie events seem to multiply. Built in 1888 in Grit City's rough and tumble downtown, the Brunswick was, noted Tacoma's Daily Ledger, a fine hotel, well arranged and nicely furnished. While its 38 small rooms, many with adjoining doors, have inspired claims that the hotel operated as a bordello, cramped rooms also meant ready access for railroad and lumber workers and sailors in search of cheap digs. In 1907, the Chicago, St. Paul, and Milwaukee Railroad bought the land out from under the Brunswick as a site for its new freight and passenger terminal. The three-story hotel was sold to new owners from Montana who hoisted the entire 46 by 90-foot structure onto a log roller skidway and towed it 2 blocks to its current location. Over the years, home to pool halls, saloons, and cigar shops, the hotel's rough customers often made the local dailies. Stories of con artists, armed robberies, and stick-ups proliferated. In 1914, Harris Halbstein, a tailor, was arrested by the Secret Service for a crude counterfeiting operation in room 37. He spent 10 long years in the pokey for $1.03 in fake coins. In 1918, Army Private James Carner attacked Annie O'Toole, the Brunswick's proprietor, when she dumped him. Nabbed running onto the Milwaukee tracks, Carner told police that he had been rejected in love before being carted away. Today's clientele are well behaved by comparison, except, Wright says, the occasional mischievous, if harmless, spooky visitor. In this composite portrait, Alfred's Cafe owner Scott Wright stands on Puyallup Avenue in front of the now disused hotel. On the right, the 3-story structure can be seen in a damaged but rare photograph circa 1910. The barely legible Hotel Brunswick sign can be seen atop. In our second then photo, the hotel's first floor housed pool halls, saloons, and eateries, including Bill and Ted's restaurant, excellent by all accounts, seen here in 1949. Co-owner Alfred Perella went solo with Alfred's Place in 1959, and the name stuck. In our second now photo, ground floor Alfred's Cafe during the breakfast rush. The chandelier at upper left, says owner Scott Wright, occasionally shakes without being touched. The cafe is open to non-spectral customers 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Friday and Saturdays, and 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays. In our third now photo, looking up the decrepit staircase to the Brunswick's third floor, Plans to remodel the hotel are currently on hold. In our fourth now photo, Scott Wright stands at a window in one of the hotel's tiny rooms. He avoids the upper floors after dark.